What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. My name is Logan. We got a good one here for you today. We got Nate with us. Alexi's with us. We're going to be going through Reddit on Reddit because we read it.
I get it.
On Reddit, yeah. Rad Dad, Bad Dot. Wow.
Bad dot.
Bod Dod. Rod Dod. We're going to Rod Dod and Bod Dod.
Rod. Guys, have you seen the new show? Bod Dot? Rod Dot?
Oh, Bod Dod.
What?
Yeah, it's a great show.
Can't wait for that segment.
Reddit on Reddit. Rad Dad, Bad Dad.
The
and
arsonist has oddly shaped feet.
and better friends. All right?
Better friends.
Better friends. Better friends. Reddit on Reddit. Rad Dad, Bad Dad. Better friends.
This is the only other time you get to do the intro again. If you say bye, dot, ride that, we're just rolling with it.
That's fair. That's fair. I'll retire after this. Let's go. All right. Welcome to Reddit on Reddit, where we read it on Reddit. Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Because I get it. It's because someone wrote it. Someone wrote it.
Read.
Reread?
No, just read.
Read. Yeah. Because someone wrote it on Reddit, and then we got to
Read
it on Reddit. Yeah.
The tracks.
Yeah. So this is for men. This is an Ask Men advice. People asking guys questions. So this is what we got for the day. A year ago, my wife switched to natural deodorant, and it's been a BO.
Well, hold on. Natural deodorant. Does that mean like no deodorant? What is that? What is that?
Natural deodorant is like aluminum
Like
free.
a crystal deodorant.
Sounds pretty painful. I don't know if it's exactly full on crystal,
Yeah.
but I think it's like
The ladies out there know what I'm talking about.
aluminum
crystal
free.
deodorants.
There's no like antiperspirant in there. It's like aluminum.
Okay. Oh, okay.
It's
Okay.
almost like just like very. I don't know what they just
That makes sense.
for
I
rubbing
guess-
flowers on. I don't know, but like
I
there's
guess
no aluminum.
like all natural would be
Yes.
like no deodorant, but natural deodorant is like just a.
There's still something. She's
better for
rubbing
your-
something on her, but
Armpits.
armpit. Yeah. Well, that might be part of the problem. Maybe she's not putting it on her
throwing the wrong
armpits.
spot.
That could be an issue.
I got you. Sorry, I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah.
Before
Yeah.
It seems like we're trying to give some really good advice.
Yeah, no, that's
I wanna
fair.
make sure I'm headed in the right direction.
Okay, so this guy says, a year ago, my wife switched to natural deodorant, and it's been a BO fest ever since. Okay, so how do I approach her about this? So your wife has switched to natural deodorant. It's been a BO fest. What would you all do? How would you all approach?
After a year of it not working, we got to reassess. There's something
What
going
is
on.
that? What is the time frame?
So how do you approach? But how do you approach her on that? What do you just go? Hey, your armpits have been like reeking for a year now. What do we do?
See, I feel like you're already a year too late.
What's the magic?
Like-
Like a month, 2 months?
I
6 months?
don't even know the magical number. Like that's the hard part is even depending on, is she walking around with her arms in the air, like putting her armpits in your face, and that's why it's a BO fest all the time. Like
I don't know
what are
about
we
that, but
talking-
if she's putting a bowl up in like the, she's putting stuff on
Put away the
shelves.
If you're sleeping you're sleeping next to her.
Oh yeah, her arms under the pillow, and she's one of those. Oh, she's one of those sleepers. Yeah.
I mean, there's just so many. But even that sleeping, did she not take a shower and use some soap under those bad boys?
So I
Like,
got a couple options.
I have a lot of questions.
I got a couple
you know?
options. So because this guy's wanting help, and right now
I'm
we're just
asking
kind of-
questions and not.
Yeah,
helping.
you all are just asking more
I see
questions.
what you mean. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
this guy's asking for help.
Let's
He didn't
provide
ask
some
for.
help.
He didn't ask for more things that make him feel worse.
He didn't ask to be piled on.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
I read it on Reddit.
Yeah. He asked for some help, so I'm gonna give some help. So I got one option. One option: you stop wearing deodorant for a couple months, right?
I love this.
And get real active.
Yeah.
When you're not around.
Yeah. Stop wearing deodorant, and just like occasionally, just start like
Do the yawn.
stretching. Yeah, yawn. Do some stretches, kind of right close to her, and just
Watch
like
a movie, arm around her.
Yeah, and just say like, oh, like, and she's like, man, your armpit smells a little bit, and you just say, oh, I've started doing natural deodorant, and she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, just like I feel like we are created to not need deodorant, and so I'm going natural.
Would that be going too far though? Because she's using deodorant.
Yeah, you're kind of taking it to you're taking
You're one up.
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
taking it to the extreme.
Yeah.
To show the point. Okay.
What if she doesn't have a sense of smell?
That
Ooh.
would be
Lucky
And
you.
you just see, I just have questions. Like, it's just so hard.
That would be a wrinkle in this for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would wonder and think just in all like, hey, if he's thinking about this whole BO Fest situation, has he looked into not necessarily deodorants with aluminum, but other options
There we go.
of
Helping her out?
aluminum-free deodorants?
Yeah.
Hey,
Do some research on your own.
and I wonder if, depending on how long they've been together, whatever, like, does she understand his sense of smell? Like, so me personally,
Yeah.
my wife knows, like, man, I smell everything. Like, I have a strong sense of smell.
Yeah.
And it is really hard when something does not smell good to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it not just BO wise, but just like, what is that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether, like, my child has a dump in their diaper.
Sure.
Or my dog peed somewhere in the
Yeah.
house and
Yeah.
it's a
You got-
problem.
you just-
Like, I could just smell it.
Yeah.
And so I think that would be helpful if the person already knows that you have that strong sense of smell.
Yeah.
So then maybe it can be a natural conversation of, hey, like, I've just been thinking about this. I like, hopefully you do all the things of, I care about you.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause it might be hard. They
Yeah.
might take offense, but like,
Yeah.
hey, I've also been looking into, could we try some other aluminum free options?
Yes.
Native. I use Native. Like
Native?
Yeah, aluminum free,
Yeah,
Really?
that's right. And
and they've got
good.
a lot of good flavors.
Yeah.
You got it right now?
Yeah. Cedar.
I don't smell it. I mean,
You don't smell it?
well, I don't, which is a good
well, if you don't smell something,
Yeah,
that's
what I'm saying.
better
That's
than
what I'm saying.
smelling something
Yeah.
bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you had native. I mean, like, see,
Native's
like
good.
we're doing some plugs right now.
I think
Like,
offering, I know, plug. I think offering a suggestion or
Yeah.
an alternative would be a great first step.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, well, why are you suggesting that? Well, babe, like I care about what you care. Like I care that
Yeah.
you care about this,
Yeah.
but I also care enough to tell you it's not working.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think a year of that's way too long.
and now I want you to care about me
Yeah.
and my nose.
So A, native, B, alternative, and alternative, and then I think just if you can't have hard conversations with your wife, like
Yeah.
if you can't, man, like that's tough. There's going to be a lot harder things than
Yeah.
BO.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, don't start this conversation in a group of friends.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
do you guys hate people who wear
What, I can't-
aluminum free deodorant? That kind of sucks, huh? Like, that's not gonna work out too hot.
probably not a
But
great way to
maybe
approach
like
the
in your
subject.
house, start it off there, and she
Yeah.
knows that you care about her, and you're not gonna
Yeah,
call
yeah,
her
yeah.
out in public.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
because also she might not know that her friends are also like,
You could be doing her a
Yeah.
solid.
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. I think there's definitely a
Struggle.
way to like show her, hey, I care. I understand your fear, your anxiety. I don't want you to do anything you don't want to do. And like, I do want to talk about like, what are how can we figure this out together? Because I want to support you. And this is really hard for me. Both can exist. And so,
So BO Fest, how do you fix this? Communicate. Be kind. Don't call her out in front of her friends or your friends. And if you cannot talk about that, you have bigger fish to fry in your relationship. So take the step.
all right, welcome to Rad Dad, Bad Dad, where we give you examples and we will discuss and share if we think it's a rad dad move or a bad dad move. All right, rules clear? Any questions?
Yeah.
No questions. Let's rock and roll.
All right. So, first example, letting your toddler swear, use a swear word, but it's in context. Letting your toddler use a swear word, but in context. Is that a rad dad or is that a bad dad?
Letting them, I
Yeah.
guess, or just like,
But not like, they say it and then there's no like correction. They're just kind of like, oh yeah.
oh, well, I mean, I think with no correction at all, that's probably not. I'd probably say it's bad dad.
Because that would be you letting them, right? Because if they said it and then you're like, hey, no, you can't say that. We don't say that. Then you're not really letting them say it, right?
My thought was if they say it one time and you're like, hey, well,
No, I'm talking about letting them. Like,
like it's okay if they say
if they
the
use it
F word.
in context.
Yeah, bad dad.
Bad dad.
What do you like?
Internally, it'd probably feel like a rad dad moment.
Okay.
But externally, it's a bad dad if you are just going to keep letting him do it.
Yeah.
Got to talk to
Yeah.
him. Let him know why,
Mm-hmm.
if you will, grown-up words need to be grown-up words and they can't use them yet.
Yeah.
But one day you'll remind them that they used a grown-up word
Yeah. Yeah.
like a grown-up.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think in the context of a toddler, just kind of letting toddler kind of begin to use that language, probably bad dad move. Next, taking your kid out of school early for a surprise road trip. Rad dad, bad dad.
What's this? What do you think?
Bad dad. Bad dad move. I have trauma. I just got back from this road trip that was so long. And I'd keep my kids in school for as long as possible. Never leave.
I think it's rad. I think it's Rad Dad.
Yeah, Rad Dad for me too.
Now,
For sure, it'd be Rad Dad. I'm just
Yeah,
joking.
but right
I mean,
now
but if you're like a road trip that you're like, we're going to be on the road for 5 hours with toddlers.
Yeah.
Well, in school, I mean, it depends on
Yeah.
the age, but it actually would be Rad Dad. Your kids would be pretty pumped.
Yeah, they would see you as Rad Dad. You would be like, what the heck am I doing, Dad?
2 hours in to that road trip, you're like, I'm a bad dad.
You're mad.
I'm
dad.
a mad dad.
Mad Dad. Yeah.
So I feel like a bad dad.
Yeah.
Because I just
'Cause
yelled
you're-
at my kids.
Yeah.
which might make you a sad dad.
Which would not lead to being
Look
a
at
Rad
that.
Dad.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. Number 3, letting your 8-year-old watch a PG-13 movie.
Oh, well, it depends on the movie.
Okay.
For sure, it depends on the movie.
Okay. So in some context, could be Rad Dad. Sometimes it could be Bad Dad.
Yeah, I would think it. Like, why is it PG-13?
Okay. What about Avengers?
I tried to let my 8-year-old watch it. He got. It was a little too slow for
He's
him.
like too rad for me, Dad.
yeah.
Yeah, too much of Rad Dad.
Too much rad.
Yeah, too much rad.
They don't understand how rad it is yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it depends on the movie.
Yeah. The Ring.
No.
My brain thought Lord of the Rings, and I was like, that'd be pretty good. I was like, wait, no.
Yeah.
We're talking about something so different.
Yeah.
That's a very bad dad move.
Yeah, that's a Bad Dad.
Ring would be very bad dad.
Yeah, that's Nightmare Dad. Yeah. Yeah. Bring your kid to a brewery that has a playground.
Rad dad.
Rad dad.
Totally
For
Rad
sure.
Dad. 100% Rad Dad.
Oh yeah.
Letting your kid dress themselves for school, even if it's a superhero cape and rain boots.
I get Big Daddy vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'm going bad dad.
a white dad.
That's a different category.
For sure.
But
Yeah,
white
yeah.
dad.
Yeah.
I
So
also
in my
think
book,
that
bad dad.
yeah, you might have enough problems as it is
Yeah.
getting them. Like my wife always make sure my kids look good,
Yeah.
and I try to make my kids look good, but it's not
Yeah.
as good as when my wife
Yeah.
does. But I think letting
So-
them choose and they roll out with that, it's
Yeah.
like, try again.
Yeah.
Never.
So for me, Rad Dad. Rad Dad. My kid this today. It's a nice day outside. She wore rain boots to where she went because that's where she wanted to wear. I was cool with it. If she wanted to wear a dress, actually one of them wore a Tiana dress the other day. I was like, yeah, you can wear it. I don't care. And so to me, Rad Dad. Let them wear what they want to wear. But I didn't fit this aspect of white dad.
Absolutely.
Why is white dad? Why would none of
People
your
know. They'll
Hispanic
know.
friends or
Nah, bruh.
they're not out there
Nah, bruh.
rocking rain boots to school in the summertime?
No, sir. Maybe some huaraches,
Hmm.
some chanclas or something like that, but no rain boots, only if it's raining.
Okay. Well,
Difference of opinion here.
But you are still a rad dad.
hey,
And I might be the bad dad.
I wasn't gonna say
it's
it,
okay.
but definitely not a white dad.
It's true.
All right, using a baby monitor that tracks oxygen, heart rate, and sleep patterns.
They have those things.
Yeah, man, they got socks that you put on your kids, and it tracks all that stuff.
It's called anxiety dad.
No, I don't know if that's bad dad, but
Yeah.
it's certainly not rad dad.
Yeah,
It's too much.
that's
rad
no
dad.
sleep dad.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's just anxiety.
Yeah.
I heard that we never used one of those, but I heard that like it'll have false alarms.
Oh, man.
Like there were multiple, like people would have reviews of like that it was essentially like your child flatlined.
Could
Yeah.
you imagine?
They-
You're running
you imagine?
into this room terrified
Ugh.
because it's malfunctioning.
That'll ruin your week.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
No,
Like,
forget that.
Yeah, no, I think I'm obviously a monitor to see what's going on, make sure that
Yeah.
they're asleep, and
Yeah.
if you need to go in there, but
Yeah.
goodness gracious,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. People raise their kids all over this world with no monitors. Like they can.
Infant Fitbits, basically. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Fitbit
Yeah.
or a socks.
Yeah. The socks, man, they crack me up. Kick them off, and they just don't have.
Yeah, I don't know if it's bad dad. It's definitely not rad dad because I mean it may come from a place of care, but
Yeah. Scared dad.
I don't think it's fun dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sad dad.
It's sad
Yeah,
dad.
yeah, definitely would be very sad dad. No sleep sad dad, which would lead to mad dad. No sleep
Yes.
sad dad leads to mad dad, which
Leads to-
could lead to being a bad dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. The progression.
Yeah, no, I really like that
Yeah.
progression.
Yeah.
You gotta think those things through.
Yeah. All right. Mad dad. Oh man, not mad dad. Rad dad. Rad dad.
Rad dad.
That's-
rad dad.
Raw dad. Bad dad.
That's our segment of Rad dad. Welcome to Better Friends. In this segment, we all give a piece of advice to men about how to be a better friend, right?
Indeed.
Because the advice we're going to give, you would be a better friend. If
Yeah.
you're giving advice to become a worse friend, that's a different segment.
I don't think that's advice.
I mean,
What's the opposite of advice?
Anti-advice.
That's
heard it here
Whoa.
first.
new dictionary term.
Anti.
Call Webster. Tell
All
him.
right. Alexis, on that note, if you had one piece of advice to give someone, be a better friend, what do you got?
Yeah, I think just reach out to your friend, just cause, see how they're doing. When you think you're having a bad day, I actually think this is something that I've been dealing with lately. Is when I start to internalize everything about myself and my life. I have tried to think about someone I can just reach out to. So I think to be a better friend is, especially when you're in low points of your day or whatever's going on in your life, reach out to a friend and see how they're doing, because they might be in the same place and you never know what will happen from there.
That's great. Be a better friend. Reach out to your friends today. Mine would be to, when a friend does reach out to you and they're like, hey man, this is what's going on, for you not just to say, that sucks, bro. That would be my advice to being a better friend. Don't just say that sucks, bro, but be a little more curious, right? So when they say, hey man, it's been a difficult day, I've had a hard day, whatever, ask what's made it difficult, and if they share a little bit, like, okay, then how did you get through that? Okay, like when I go through those things, like, this is kind of what's in my mind. What's in your mind? Like, just try to be a little bit more curious with your friends. You don't need the answer. But just saying that sucks, bro, often is like, cool, well,
Thanks.
there we go.
Yeah. Man, you both kind of like, I wouldn't say stole it. I think, like, to your point about reaching, there are times that with friends, either there's friends that I know that I'm the one who initiates everything, and there's friends that I feel bad because I don't initiate with them. So my first thought was to initiate with a friend, like, don't always be the responding to to someone else reaching out. So I think it's kind of along your line. And then to your point, Logue, I think,
Are you giving advice on our advice?
No. I'm saying when you said, my advice was to be intentional.
He's
And then
affirming
he said it
the
first,
advice.
so I was like, crap. And then you
Are
said,
you saying we had rad advice?
Rad Dad.
Right.
Rad Dad. Yeah, I think to your point, Logue, though, I like listening. Like, I'm a problem solver, and so when somebody I care about, like, initially, like, presents a problem they're going through, I go into fix it mode. And sometimes people don't want, like, they don't want you to, not that they don't want the problem fixed, but they don't want you to fix it for them. Yeah. They're just like, dude, I'm in this, and it's like, sometimes you just sit with them and you're there and you're like, what do you need? Hey man, you go grab some coffee, you want to go grab a drink? Like, what do you need? So it's like, I think maybe not trying to be, let's solve this problem, but like, let me just show up for them. Like, let me just be there for them. Man, I think I navigated around you guys stealing my advice to
That was
go
great. Hey, we just affirmed it.
Yeah, just be there. Like, show up.
Yeah.
Just show up for your people. Obviously, it can be different ways, but like,
Yeah, it's okay if you want to double down on our advice.
it's just such good advice.
Yeah.
What Nate's saying is one way to show up is to let your friend know if their aluminum-free deodorant is not working.
That's it. I think another way you're saying it
got
is
you,
like
bro.
to affirm your friends. You're just affirming us.
Yeah. Oh, it totally was.
What that is a way to be a better friend.
He just practically did it. Affirmation.
Yeah.
Not
I did.
you didn't even
Thanks,
give the
man.
advice. You're just
Jeez,
showing
so
the
great.
advice.
Yeah. Hey, I live it,
Wow.
man.
Wow.
Don't just talk about
Don't
it.
just
Be
do
about
it.
it.
Don't
I was
just
like,
True to
don't
this.
just do
True
it,
to
man.
this.
don't just do it.
Don't just talk it out. I just made that song up.
I was going to say copyright. I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, I just
Sounds
made
like
it
we're
up.
going back to the 80s.
Yeah.
Very.
All right, we're in this segment. What's up, everybody? Hope you all enjoyed the show. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe. We're on here weekly talking about things that guys experience and go through. So we look forward to hanging out with you next time.